Namaste, Pranam, Gita Dhyana. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Gratitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitam Ritavarshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayinim Ambatva manusandadhami Bhagavad Gite Bhavatveshinim. O Bhagavad Gita, with which Lord Narayana himself gave enlightenment to Partha. The ancient sage Vyasa included it in the Mahabharata. O goddess, shower of the nectar-like knowledge of non-dualism contained in your 18 chapters. O my affectionate mother, the destroyer of rebirth, I meditate upon thee. Krishna Vandana. Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kansachanura Mardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Son of Vasudeva, the slayer of Kansa and Chanur, extreme delight for Mother Devaki, O Lord Krishna, the supreme teacher of the universe, my salutations to you. Sri Krishna is teaching us about what is to be abandoned, what is not to be abandoned in this 18th adhyaya of Moksha Sannyasa Yoga, the yoga of liberation through giving up, liberation through sacrifice, liberation through renunciation, tyaga and sannyasa. And Sri Krishna has told us that never have this misconception that work is to be abandoned. Sri Krishna says the work should never be abandoned. Work like the yajna dana tapas should never be abandoned. In fact, Sri Krishna has told us that the same activities which may look that one is so much engrossed in the work, the same activities, they have a highly purifying effect on the person. They have a highly cleansing effect, cleansing of the evil, cleansing of the wretchedness, cleansing of all the negativity. Performing works has that purifying effect, and that's what Sri Krishna told us in the last fifth shlok that we read, that yajna dana tapa karma na tyajam karyameva tat. Never ever give up performing work. Never ever abandon the activities that come to you, that land in your hands. All those activities like yajna, dana, tapas, like the sacrifices, the giving of alms and gifts and charity, for providing a helping hand to some needy person. That kind of activity, and the austerities, the meditation, the worship, one should never give up, Sri Krishna says. For these verily yajno danam tapaschaiva pavanani manishinam. Manishinam, for the wise ones, for the realized souls. These yajna dana tapas, these activities of sacrifices, of the giving away the things and the performance of austerities, these itself, these activities themselves, they turn out to be highly purifying for the wise ones. Now, how they can be purifying? Sri Krishna tells us in this sixth shloka how these performing. Abandonment is not going to take us anywhere. Abandonment is going to pull us down, in fact. But working, getting engrossed in the activities is going to have a purifying effect, is going to have that transformational effect of transforming that pupi, that larva, into a beautiful butterfly. So that transformation happens, that purification happens. That purification from a dirty, wretched, evil being to a highly evolved and enlightened and illumined being. That is going to happen through work alone, not by abandoning work. But now, how that purifying effect comes through work? Sri Krishna is telling us. etānyapi tu karmāṇi saṅgaṃ tyaktvā phalāni ca kartavyānīti me pārtha niścitaṃ matamuttamam. Niścitaṃ matam uttamam. That is the best advice, that is the best belief, that is the best tradition. What is that best tradition? Performing work. But there is a condition Sri Krishna has put. Perform the work. You cannot give up the work. Sri Krishna never advises us to give up the work, but how to do that work? Sri Krishna is giving us a standard procedure, that SOP is laid down in this shloka. etānyapi tu karmāṇi saṅgaṃ tyaktvā phalāni ca. While performing the work, what you should tyaktvā, what you should abandon, what you should give up, saṅgaṃ, attachment, the ownership of the work. I am doing it. Give up that attachment. Give up that attachment that I am doing it. Give up that attachment of me doing a karma. That never have that attachment of me doing it. I am just an instrument. I am just a small toy in God's play. But I have my role to play, therefore I am doing it. I have my role to play in this drama. So I am performing that role as an actor. Because the director has told me to do it. In drama or in cinema, can the actors, actresses, can they perform the way they want, as per their wish? Do they have a free will for that matter? Only what the script writer has written the script, and the director that is going to direct the drama as per the director's understanding of the script. That is how the actors, they have to act. They don't have their free will. They are just acting under the direction of the director as per the script written by some third person, the script writer. So this is what exactly is our case in this play of ours also, in the play of our life also. We are just actors. Somebody is directing it. Somebody has already written the script. We have to work accordingly. So don't get attached to it. Don't get that I am doing. Don't get that attitude. Don't get that feeling of I am doing it. No, I am not doing it. I am just doing what I am being told to do. That should be the attitude. So Shri Krishna says that give up that attachment, give up the saṅgaṃ. And what another requirement Sri Krishna is saying? Tyaktvā phalāni ca. The fruits of the action also, you have no right over that. The moment you say this is not my work, what right you have for the fruit of that work? You are just performing the work. Whatever fruit comes, that is God's will. Whatever fruit comes, that is the will of the director. Whatever way the performance comes out, that is, let the director have thinking about it, how it is, and whether it is going to give you any fruit. Don't ever think about it. So Sri Krishna says these two things, that saṅgaṃ and phalāni. These have to be tyaktvā. These have to be abandoned. Karma is not to be abandoned. etānyapi tu karmāṇi. So you must keep on working, giving up the attachment to that work and giving up the desire for fruit of that work. Kartavyānīti me pārtha niścitaṃ matamuttamam. And O Partha, O Arjuna, in the kartavyānīti, in this way, the work that is to be performed, and that is my best belief. That is matamuttamam. That is my strong belief. That is the best belief. That is the supremost belief that I am holding. Sri Krishna is saying, work one must do, but one must abandon. One must sacrifice. One must renounce. Renounce what? Renounce the attachment to the work and the goading upon the fruit of the work. What am I going to get? What am I going to get? Am I going to get this? Am I going to get promotion? Am I going to get rise? Am I going to get a raise in my pay packet? So all these kind of orientation towards fruit of action should be given up. You don't have any right. You, first of all, you are not doing your work. It is not your work, it is Lord's work. So what right you have for the fruit of that action? Why one should be so much attached to that karma? Involvement, yes, but no attachment. No attachment. Supposing one actor is playing, doing some drama or working in a movie, and he says, I'm so much attached to I'm not going to any other role. I'm so much attached to acting in this role. Can he say that? His entire career would be doomed. The actor will have to switch over from one role to another. He cannot say, I'm so much attached to this role only that I am not going to do any other roles. That can never happen. If the actor thinks that this is the only role I am going to perform throughout my life, there would be stagnation, there would be no growth, there won't be a transformation from the larva to pupa to butterfly. That person will remain as ever it is if there is attachment. And if there is orientation, if there is eye only for the fruit of action. So these two things Sri Krishna categorically says. First of all, categorically he has told us never give up the work. But then how never giving up the work is going to have the purifying effect on the self? That is through abandoning the attachment to work and the fruit of that action that one is going to perform. These two things having sacrificed, these two things have been given up, they have tremendous purifying effect on this process of evolution. Now, just an example, Swami Chidbhavananda ji has given, mother produces milk in her breast and suckles the baby. Now, mother is producing milk. Even the cow is producing milk for the calf. Now, is there any kind of motive involved? Motive in a sense? Motive is to feed the child. But is the mother or the cow, when feeding the calf, is there any kind of this feeling, oh, I am doing such a great favor to my child by producing milk? No. It is duty that the mother is performing. It is the duty that the cow is performing when cow is feeding the calf. It is God's work. It is the God's magic. It is the God's process. And mother and the cow, they are just the instruments in that process of feeding their younger ones. So, these acts of mother and cow are selfless as well as sacred. There is no selfish motive involved for a mother or for the cow or for the buffalo for that matter. No, the mother, whether it is human or animal, performs that task of feeding the child with any selfish interest. It is the most selfless act. We human beings, we convert the cows producing milk, buffaloes producing milk for our selfish interest, and we start selling the milk and the milk products. The entire dairy industry is thriving on that. But the cow or buffalo, on their part, they are most selfless. That is the most selfless action they are performing. The rudiments of sacrifice, gift and austerity are found in them. These mothers, they are the epitome of sacrifice. They are the epitome of austerity. They are the epitome of dana in a most selfless manner. The wise among men are expected to develop on these lines their acts of yajna, dana and the tapas. The enlightened souls, they have to follow this example of mothers, how to act, how to keep on working in the selfless manner. When mother feeds her child, there is no selfishness involved. There is no trace of any self-gratification in that. It is the purest of the austerity. It is the purest of the gift. It is the purest of the sacrifice. A part of it is going there in the child's system. That is the purest sacrifice, the purest gift, the purest austerity. And this is what the enlightened souls, they also, when they perform any task, they take up this position of mother towards her child. And all acts of theirs, they have this purifying effect. Whether it is yajna, whether it is dana, or whether it is tapas, all the activities they do, they take the form of these selfless activities, because there is no attachment, there is no eye on the fruit of the karma. So that is what Sri Krishna says, that according to me, this is the best practice which one can follow on the path of liberation, on the path of moksha. Life at the base level thrives by grabbing. At the base level, it is only take. How much I can take from others. That is the most basic level of living. But as the evolution happens, as one evolves towards illumination, as one evolves towards enlightenment, this take becomes give. And this is the greatest boon that anybody can have. The attitude of giving without expecting anything. The attitude of giving without being attached to anything. The wise men maintain their purity by their constant contribution in the form of non-attachment and no eyeing for the fruit. What lies ahead for me? Why should I worry about it? Is it my work that I am doing? No, it is the Lord's work that I am doing. Let Lord decide what is to be given, whether it is good or bad. It is in the Lord's hands. I am not going to expect anything out of this work that I am performing. These sacred acts emanating from the holy ones have the purifying effect on the givers as well as those who receive them. So this is how the realized souls, they keep on working. They keep on building on their purity. They keep on building on their cleanliness, their uttama nature. They keep on building on that. And to whomsoever they give, that person in turn also partakes of that purity. This is the beauty of giving. This is the beauty of giving in selfless manner. You give with a selfish interest, there is no purity involved. Even the taker who receives that gift is not benefited out of it. But any gift given, any sacrifice done, any austerity done in the selfless spirit, the one for whom the austerity is done, the one to whom the gift is given, the one for whom the sacrifice is being performed, that person partakes of the purity that you are offering to them in the form of either a yajna or dana or tapas. And these are the means to maintain purity and sanctity of the world. This is the law that governs life at the spiritual level. One should never hanker after taking anything. Rather, one should yearn. Can I give to anybody needy? Can I give it to any perfect soul, any perfect candidate at the right time, at the right place? That is what Sri Krishna had told about the dana. Dana has to be done to a most deserving candidate at the right time, at the right place. So that kind of attitude, if one begets, then that spreads purity all across. That spreads divinity all across. Therefore, the Lord says that this is his certain and best belief, that one must perform karma but without attachment and without looking for the fruit of that work. Now, this was Sri Krishna's teaching to Arjuna, to Partha, and what Sri Ramakrishna has to teach us on this. Sri Ramakrishna says, those who want to make progress in spirituality and those who want to realize Ishvara have to protect themselves first from base desires. Have no desires at all. Have no saṅgaṃ. Have no attachment. Seek nothing for that matter. Have none of those base desires of lust and greed. Give them up. And only then one can progress on the path of spirituality. That is what Sri Ramakrishna says. Attainment of perfection is impossible without purity of mind. Any trace of impurity, no perfection. Any trace of evilness, no liberation. Any trace of ill, any trace of wretchedness, no perfection, no liberation, no illumination. That is for sure. That is what Sri Ramakrishna says. That one has to attain nothing but purity. And how to attain the purity? Like Sri Krishna has told us here in this verse, that doing work, not abandoning the work, performing work without getting attached, without saṅgaṃ and without phalāni, without the fruit of the work, without looking, without expecting any fruit of the work. That is the way to get ourselves purified, like the mother feeds her baby without any selfish motive, with total selfless act, which is the purest of the act of giving, which is the purest of the austerity, which is the purest of the sacrifice, the mother's feeding her child. And let us all get into that mood. Let us get into that attitude of performing the work without attachment and without any ulterior motive, without any seeking any fruit for that action. Only then one can become purified. And as Sri Ramakrishna has said, that only through purity one can attain perfection, one can attain liberation, one can attain moksha. That was the wonderful teaching we had in the 6th shloka of the 18th adhyaya, the Moksha Sannyasa Yoga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Sri Krishna Arpanamastu. Jai Sri Ramakrishna. Jai Thakur. Jai Ma. Jai Swamiji.